thoughts racing at 3 a.m., oh man, we have all been there. You're lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, and your mind is just off to the races, running a full-on marathon of worries, to-do lists, you name it. It is so frustrating, right? Well, today, we're going to dive right into that. We're exploring a really powerful way to handle those restless nights. We're going to look at this really cool intersection where ancient wisdom, the Dharma, the teachings from these amazing contemplative traditions, actually meets modern hard science. We're going to see how meditation might just be the key to finding that rest we're all looking for.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll tackle the restless night problem itself. Then, we'll see how science validates meditation. After that, we'll talk about the clinical gold standard, which is super important. Then we'll get into an ancient pre-sleep practice, and finally wrap it all up by talking about welcoming rest, not forcing it. All right, section 1, the restless night problem. We're talking about that universal struggle against sleeplessness. That frustrating loop where your body just refuses to relax and your brain absolutely will not shut up. And this quote it nails the core paradox of sleep, doesn't it? It's not something you can conquer with sheer willpower. In fact, the harder you try to force yourself to sleep, the more wide awake you feel. It's exactly like trying to grab a handful of water. The tighter you squeeze your fist, the faster it slips right through your fingers. Okay, so if forcing sleep is a total dead end, what actually works? Well, that brings us right to our second section, science validates meditation. For literally centuries, wise people have known these practices help. But now we actually have the data to prove it. 6 weeks. Think about that. That's not a long time. This number is all about hard evidence. A huge clinical trial published in a major medical journal found that after just 6 weeks, a mindfulness program helped older adults get way better sleep than just giving them the usual sleep tips. This isn't just some nice idea. It's a real, measurable result. And it doesn't stop there. The evidence just keeps piling up. Another landmark study flat out concluded that mindfulness meditation is a, quote, viable treatment option. Coming from the scientific community, that is a huge deal. It means this is a legitimate, serious tool for a serious problem. So you might be wondering, how does this actually work? Like, what's happening inside your body? Well, it all comes down to something called the parasympathetic nervous system. The easiest way to think about it is as your body's rest and digest mode. It's basically the built-in brake pedal. When you're all stressed out, your fight or flight system is floored. But slow, mindful breathing, that's you gently pressing the brakes, calming everything down and shifting your body into that chill, rest, and digest state that you absolutely need for sleep. And you can really see the difference right here. A typical breathing rate, maybe when you're a little stressed, it keeps that stress response all fired up. But look what happens when you intentionally slow your breathing down to around 6 to 8 breaths a minute. You can physically bring that stress level down. It's such a simple little change, but that one intentional act can literally open the door to letting sleep happen. Okay, let's hit pause for a second, because this next part is really, really important. As powerful as mindfulness is, we absolutely have to talk about the clinical gold standard when it comes to chronic insomnia. So, just to be super clear, the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, the experts, they strongly recommend something called CBT-I as the first-line treatment for chronic insomnia. That means it's the thing doctors turn to first. Why? Because it's backed by decades of research and it's proven to be the most effective way to handle long-term insomnia. So let's just lay it out side by side. The mindfulness practices we're talking about, they are amazing for those nights you just can't sleep or for calming down all that mental chatter before bed. CBT-I, on the other hand, that's a clinical, structured therapy for a diagnosed medical condition. They can totally work together, but it's crucial to know they are not the same thing. Okay, so with that really important context in mind, let's finally get to the how. Let's walk through a super simple pre-sleep practice that has roots stretching back thousands of years in Buddhist wisdom. And the foundation for this comes straight from a really famous text, the Anapanasati Sutta. Listen to this line. I shall breathe in, calming the bodily formation. Notice it's not about forcing or fighting, it's just a gentle intention to calm the body. That phrase really sets the whole tone for this practice. It's all about settling in, not striving for something. Okay, so here are the 5 steps. It's super simple. First, posture. Just acknowledge to yourself, I'm lying down. That's it. Feel the bed supporting you. Second, the breath. Just gently encourage it to slow down, aiming for that calm rhythm of about 6 to 8 breaths a minute we talked about. Third, redirection. Now, your mind is going to wander. Thoughts will pop up. Instead of fighting them, just gently guide your focus back. No big deal.
Fourth, chanting. You can try whispering a simple, soothing phrase on your out-breath. It just gives your mind a little anchor. And fifth, and this is maybe the most important part, letting go. With every single exhale, just allow yourself to release a little bit of tension.
And here's why this ancient practice works so well. You see how it all ties together? That slow breathing directly calms your nervous system. That's the science part. Giving your thoughts a gentle anchor with the redirection or the chanting keeps your mind from just spinning out. But the real magic? It completely shifts your mindset from striving and fighting to simply allowing. It's a total game changer.
Which brings us perfectly to our final section, and honestly, this is the heart of it all. Welcoming rest, not forcing it. This is the one core idea where both cutting-edge science and ancient Dharma completely agree.
So, if there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this. The goal is not to wrestle sleep into submission. It's not a fight. It's about creating the conditions for rest to show up on its own. You're basically just setting the stage, creating a calm, safe inner space where your mind and body can finally go, okay, I can let go now.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. What if the path to sleep isn't a fight at all, but just a gentle release? The next time you're lying there, wide awake, just ask yourself that. What would happen if you stopped wrestling with it and just practiced letting go? That one little shift in perspective, it might just change everything.